Okay, let's give you guys some practice now. So somehow come up with the equation for this straight line. It passes through -3, 1. So what that means is this. -3, so you would go back -3 and then up 1 and then up 1. So that would take you to here. And 4, 3 means you move 4 across and then 3 up. Well, somehow come up with the equation of this straight line. Remember, the equation of a straight line is given by y equals mx plus c. So really your job is to work out the gradient and the intercept. The intercept is here, but you don't know where this here is. So somehow work out the equation of this straight line. So press pause and have a go. Okay, so to do this, you have to somehow obtain the height, because the gradient is given by the height divided by the width. Or somehow work out the height. Well, if you look at this, hang on, the height is actually, well, you won't be given the grid. So you won't be given the grid. So somehow you have to develop a way of getting the height. Well, remember, you won't be given the grid. But here, if you look at this, you moved 1 up, and then here you move 3 up. So if you want to know the height, you should be looking at this y value here, and then looking at this y value here. Here you've moved 1 up, and then over here you've moved 3 up. So the height of the triangle is actually 2. The height of this triangle is actually 2. And then now you need to somehow work out the width of this triangle. Well, if you want to know the width, you should be looking at the x coordinate and the x coordinates here, because here you've moved -3, so you've moved -3 across, and then here you've moved +4 across. So the total length would be, well, you should be looking at this and this. The total length would be 7. So let's start again here. So the equation of a straight line is given by y equals mx plus c. We need to know the gradient and we need to know the intercept. Let's work out the gradient first. The gradient would be, well, if you want to know, the gradient is always the height divided by the base. So we need to somehow obtain the height. Well, we should be looking, if we want to know the height, we should be looking at the y and the y. So the height in this case is actually 2. And then we've got to get the width. The width, we should be looking at this and this. Well, the width is actually 7. So the gradient is the gradient is always the height divided by the width. So the height would be, well, the gradient would be, in our case, it would be 2/7. This here is our m. And then we've got our x here, so that would be x, and then plus c, and then y. So now we need to work out the intercept. We need to work out c. So now pick a point on any point on the line. So hang on, let me erase this. Bear with me. So now we need to work out c. We need to work out c. To work out c, you would pick any point on the line. It can be this point or this point. Let's pick the easiest of the 2 points. Avoid negatives. So I'm going to pick this point here. So this here is our x, and this here is our y. So we would put this into the y, so that will then become 3, and then we would put this into the x. But don't forget, the x gets multiplied to the top. So when you put this into the x and then multiply to the top, it will then become 8/7, and then plus c. Remember, you don't put the x down here because you put the 4 into the x and then you merge the x with the 2 to give you the 8. So that's why you don't need this x here. Well, anyway, that will then take us to here. So now, remember, we're trying to work out c. So now you've got 3 blocks, 1, 2, 3. Multiply everything by 7. So that will give you 21. So multiply this by 7, that will give you 21. Multiply this by 7, that will then give you 8. And then multiply this by 7, that will then give you 7c. So now take away 8 from both sides. So that will give you 7c. So c is 13. C is 13 over 7. So now we would go back to here, and then we can put 13 over 7 into the c here. So our final equation is given by y equals 2 over 7 x, and then plus c. Well, c is 13 over 7. So the equation of this straight line is given by this. Okay.